Now we have certified PMP birthday boy. So I'm so happy. I found someone who loves their birthday just like I love my birthday. So Ankur, he joined my program and he and Said, they said we want to clear PMP on birthday. I said no, 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 no. With Ankut, I am not gonna take any risk. I This was our agreement on day one. So when he joined my program, and I told him that I will tell you when you are ready for the exam. Don't push me. Like I am known for like with the time pushing was him. Give exam, give exam, give exam. But here was an interesting story.
I supposed to give sir for your birthday. Sorry for that. I could not complete my preparation on your birthday. That was I miss. That was my target.
That's okay. The most
After that,
important thing is you cleared after Eid. Like today is day, like first day after Eid in Saudi here, and in Pakistan it is third day of it. So that's good that you cleared.
last year also I came in India. That is the reason actually. If it is going gap actually, there's 1 week or 2 weeks, it will go. It will push further.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yes, Ankur. Please share your journey.
Yes, hi. So, actually, earlier I have done for the first and second attempt when I gave for the PMP. So, I initially trained through some other authorized training partner. But at that time, I couldn't pass the exams both the times. The
Mm,
biggest challenge at that time, what I was finding was that first, definitely, I was not able to complete in time. Every time I would say roughly 15-20 minutes, I was late of the time. So, certain question, minimum 12 to 15 question, I was losing. I was not able to complete.
mm,
And secondly, maximum time I was getting confused in the people area
mm,
because I was not able to understand and how to manage the servant leadership and the people related all the problems, how to solve them, what is the right answer for that. That was second problem that I was facing. And then in the process areas, I was getting difficulties in the risk area, quality. Those areas were also confusing. Most confusing was that difference between the risk and the issue.
mm,
And when I joined your training, the first thing that I learned from your training is that a very simple, but earlier it was difficult for me that what is the difference between risk and issue and how to differentiate them and what to record where, or I would say document where. That was the first thing that I learned, and I was I was very happy to learn
Ankur,
that thing.
what is the line I say about risk management plan? Risk management plan does not have any risk in it. It's a very
Correct,
important
correct.
thing to start with.
Very important.
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay. Then continue, please.
Yeah. So, and when I completed first and second, both the time when I was lack of time and also after end of both the exams, my mind was like it will burst now because of this whole pressure of the questions. Every question was a pressure for me because I was actually searching between the answers. What is the answer? So I was struggling to find the right answer. That was the biggest challenges that I was finding at that time. And because of that, I was losing so much of time because one question sometimes I was reading for maybe 3 or 4 times. And so much of pressure I was going on. So when I, again, on contrast to that, when I joined your journey, first thing that I learned from you, you said that slow down, read the question with a peace of mind. Don't rush into it. So that is on contrary, first thing I learned in your training. Then one thing after both the failure of attempts, one thing was very much clear to my mind is that this is complete game of subconscious mind. And subconscious mind is all about practicing something first with a conscious mind, learning the proper concepts, what is right and what is wrong very clearly. Once you understand the things clearly, then you can go for the practicing. But unless you understand those things, you cannot practice because you will end up in practicing something wrong, and
Mm,
that will again make us to fail.
mm,
So then finally after that I was actually clueless after the second trial. Actually initially I was started following you on LinkedIn, certain videos I was also seeing on the YouTube also. And one day after this I actually initially I when I got later on that day that sorry you couldn't pass this exam second trial, I was actually depressed. I
mm,
thought that I will now give up my dream of PMP and I'm not capable. I felt that like I am not capable, my mind is not capable to tackle this kind of pressure, brain pressure. I'm
mm,
not able to able. So But then I decided suddenly that now I don't want to lose up, because in 2025, actually, I committed myself that I wanted to clear this PMP. And in March, my second trial was failed. So
Mm,
my year started in a very bad note. But
mm,
I don't want to lose on that. And then I finally decided whatever happens, I wanted to now go for this. And then I message you that I wanted to go
mm,
for this training.
mm,
And then immediately you called me, and then I started doing it, done the payment and everything.
mm,
And then finally, when I joined your training classes, all these basics I started to learn. And
mm,
one thing at that time I decided that I have to completely surrender, because the way I started on the first and second sessions itself, I was getting that feeling that now I am at the right place,
mm,
because those basic concepts I was getting very clear on those things. And then I thought that I will surrender to this complete whatever the training roadmap is there, and I will stick to it, whatever the instructions or requirements are there. And
mm,
this RCA, I would say, especially when every mock there was a complete ground rule that you have to make a mind map, and then you have to go to question answer and then do the RCA.
mm,
The moment I started doing RCA, then I that started correlating with what was going wrong earlier before.
mm,
So understanding why this question is only answer is right and why this not, because every question is more like a crossroad,
mm,
and you need to clearly know that why this road is right for you and not this one.
mm,
So that RCA become another game changing point for me, and then it gives me more confidence that now I am on the completely right path. Only thing I need to do is that
mm,
dedicatedly I have to follow this
mm,
everything. So starting from all the detail maps and everything, but simultaneously, because my job was ongoing, so that was another challenge.
mm,
And third important point, what I was after this two attempt, I would say
mm,
that preparation, if there is a gap between all your revisions and preparation, that is fatal for the PMP if you have to pass. If
mm,
you can get a continue larger period, and if you can keep on doing these revisions,
mm,
that will be more helpful. The more time we stretch, the more it becomes more difficult.
mm. The more time we stretch, the more it becomes difficult. Ankur, tell me one thing. You are since you have given three attempts and with three different scenarios. With me, one of the biggest challenge, like whenever someone comes who could not pass, like yes, people do fail. I never said my success record is 100%. Even
Right, right.
it's 99%. I really wanted to be 100, but it is what it is. I try my
Yes,
best to be 100, but it's so what I feel the most important thing, even if a student fail, you still need to work with them. You still need to hold the hand and walk through that. This question,
right.
which many people are with us right now, I started recommending him, and I need your input into that. Let's say you took a training, and after 2 weeks, I am thinking that everyone should book exam. Let's say if they can give uh, maybe 2 months or 3 months after that training, they should immediately book the exam so that they don't lose that consistency. What's your input on that?
Oh yeah, so definitely exam booking is very, very important, because that actually makes you or push you, I would say, to achieve that target. But also that target has to be slightly realistic, not completely vague, because the first of all, there's a roadmap, the complete time which will be required for roadmap. I will just give one example for so when I completed my people mock, so at that time I get about 4 or 5 days holiday because of some certain festival. So that area at that timeline I utilize for completing all the people mocks and along with complete RCA. And that time I did it completely in detail. After that, there because of my job commitment, there was a gap. So I was not finding time to complete the process similarly, process mocks accordingly. So this was going on. Then finally, I decided that if this way I will do another 6 months, I will not be able to complete PMP. So then I decided that I will, basis on the roadmap, the timeline, it will require that. For example, if I have to, the moment I will have to do 180 mocks, it will require 4 hours of time. Then after that, certain amount of break and then doing RCA. So I started estimating those timeline. So for example, 4 hours is the mocks time, then took a break, and then you do the RCA. RCA will itself take about 5 to 6 hours. So that means 10 to 11 hours you have to dedicatedly work on those lines. Based on that, we have to estimate something that if something is achievable or not. So that way I thought that initially I was thinking of 6th of June. Then I said, I will take a complete holiday in my job to complete this PMP. And somewhere about 9 June, my birthday is coming. So I want to push myself so that I can achieve this target. So
Mm,
realistic, definitely we have to work, but also fixing the exam will actually make you ready to achieve that. The moment the date is open ended, you will always keep on pushing कि नहीं यार अभी थोड़ा एक 4 दिन और लगेगा. I will take another 1 week time, 10 days time, 15 days time. It
mm,
will keep on going on. So
mm,
fixing date is definitely important, but slightly it has to be workable with your schedule also.
mm.
And if it is better, take the break time. It is better.
How was your facilitator, Said? Now he was, I was saying, "Said, what are you doing?" I said, no, sir. He believes that he can give the exam on his birthday. I want him to that have that gift. I want to give him that gift. So I was not, I said, Said, don't take any risk with Ankur. I want to make sure that you get this thing done. So yeah, how was he? If you can give some.
I would say that only this ninth, my birthday date, I could pass this because of his trust first, I would say. Because initially when I booked, I didn't even, actually, I should take from your permission because this is your trainings ground rule also that you should define that, yes, you are ready, now you can book exam. But this time, I take that slightly liberty because I wanted to give this gift to myself. Then after that, I informed to Saeed and you. But he also clearly told me, and you also messaged me that because Saeed is believing that you can do it, so I'm allowing you. And that was, I would say, another responsibility on my own self that now there is no 0.001% chance that I can fail on that day because not only I was believing on myself, but the Saeed is also believing on to me, who has directly no direct connection with me. He was only just giving or doing the follow up. He was giving all the necessary support, guidelines, and everything. If he can believe onto myself, then I can have no chance that I can fail on that way. So that gives me another boost to ensure that I can pass on that day. That is about putting the efforts so that I become foolproof on that day to pass. And he has been very, very, I would say, a gentleman person. He Because of his follow up, and I used to micro commit myself to him. So he will say, okay, what is your plan today? He will simply just ask me, but then I will give him, okay, okay, by end of the I am going to finish this, and by tomorrow I'm going to do this, like we do in the daily stand up in the scrum.
Mm,
So I started micro committing myself because that was the only way I can at least ensure that I will reach towards my goal. Otherwise, open-endedly, I can always say, and he will say nothing.
work in.
And he has not pushed me in that way any time, but I was committing to myself. And till end, he has been very, very supporting me in that way. And the best part was that he was believing into me that yes, you are capable and you can do it. And every time he used to message that now you are ready, don't worry, it will happen.
Mm.
Stay positive. So he has been very, I would say, amazing person. And I first thing that I wrote about him is that thank you very much, Saeed, because that was because of your trust, it has been possible.
Mm. Because of your trust, it has been possible. And this is something that I'm really proud that we have into that. Let's talk about exam now. Let's
Yes.
talk about how was the exam?
So exam, this trial, I would say the moment in the last, I would say random mocks were very, very tough for me. After that, certain special mocks were prepared from your end, and you have sent that 180 agile mocks, 180 some special mocks, and finally the final day mock. So
Mm.
as compared to those mocks, I would say this PMP exam I actually find little lighter. I would say not so. Okay, okay. So toughs were
You did
these
a lot.
mocks were more
Yeah,
tough.
you guys did a lot of mocks. So
Yeah.
of course, it was tough without any doubt into that.
Correct. And the best part was that this time every slot, for example, first 60, Sai said that you have to take 80 minutes time. I was fortunately or luckily I was able to complete in 70 minutes. 10 minutes was extra. So I was actually surprised from myself that how did I actually completed this in this way. But because of those practice, I was keep on going on.
Let's walk me through process.
Yeah.
First 60 question, how much time? Second 60 question, how much time? Third 60 question, how much time?
Yeah.
If you.
So first 60 question I completed in 70 minutes, but I utilize about 9 minutes, the remaining 9 minutes. So I would say 79 minutes. 9 minutes I go back to certain questions where I have some doubts, certain two, three, I have already flagged them. So I specifically went to those questions. and then cursorily I was going to one by one other questions. And when I was overall okay, then the 9 minutes about to complete, then I took a break of completely 10 minutes of break. So, and earlier two times I was not able to carry anything like some refreshment of tea and coffee. This time I got a thermos and take a tea with me so that the mind will at least have some relaxation in that. And also I was keeping complete countdown of that timeline. Then I another 60 questions. I instead of 75 minutes, about 8 minutes before I completed, somewhere 8 minutes, 8 or maybe 9 minutes, 8 minutes. So instead of 75, we can say 69 or 68 minutes I completed. Again, I go back to certain question, and then I took a second break. Finally, when I completed the last 60 questions, I was 6 minutes early I completed, but again I certain I would say five, six question I have already flagged those question. So those question again I went back there and I was okay, confident about that. Just for 40 seconds before then I finally I submitted it.
Hmm. Okay. Uh, which section was the most challenging one for you?
I would say none of the sections were like
So proud
more
to,
contrast.
so proud to hear that none of the section was challenging.
Literally.
This is the ultimate. Like you grind. Like that's what I say. That you get a coal, you grind it, you get a diamond. No section was hard at all.
Correct, correct, absolutely. I today I actually find that all the sections I find like equal. Maybe because I was over prepared because of those mocks could be possible, but about 9 to 10 questions I would say roughly were drag and drop.
Hmm.
On whatever that you have trained this drag and drop, that was actually very helpful because I was, but again I was not doing anything haphazardly or fast. I was going very systematic way everywhere. And literally, when I would say elimination in the earlier two attempts, I have never done elimination in a properly because I was not knowing also how to do it. This time, what I was doing is I was using two tools. One is strike through. So whatever the questions I was answers I was reading from reverse way, D, C, B, A. So the moment I will read that answer, and if I find that it is not useful or relevant to that, I will clearly select that with the mouse itself and I will strike through it. So I will keep on striking those so that I have limited confusion. I was eliminating in that way and I can find finally the right answer. That was very game changing this time for me. And when I was reading to the question, I was using that color highlighter. So certain keywords I was highlighting when I was reading. And earlier two attempts, so the biggest problem what I was finding is that when we read the question without use of any mouse or we are just staring at the screen, the speed of the eye and the speed of the mind that doesn't sync with each other.
Hmm.
And what was happening that when I started your training also there at that time also initially I was in the same zone that I start reading the question and then while I will reach to the answer I will forget the context of the question.
Hmm.
I was getting lost. So when I was doing these mocks, especially I would say after process mock, it clicked me. What I was doing is that when I was reading the question or answer anything, I was using the this cursor of the mouse and I was running through all the words when
Hmm.
I was reading. So that mind is completely focused, the speed is aligned. That way, what was happening that those things I was able to understand or I would say visualize in my mind what the question is about. And then by a single time reading the question, I was running to the answers reverse way.
Hmm.
Similarly, I will scroll my mouse in all the words so that I can quickly catch that what is the right answer for that.
Hmm.
So certain, I would say about uh, 5-10%. Sometimes it happens that I have to again go through that question, but most of that time this technique was helping, and this technique has today helped me a lot highlighting or running the cursor across the words, immediately selecting them, highlighting certain words, and then striking through the answer. That has been a game changing to avoid all the confusion. So by the time I ended exam, mostly and because of this mocks preparation, I was at least, I would say 99.99% I was confident that I will pass today. And the moment I get the printout, I was so happy.
Hmm. Okay. I'm more happy than you. Okay. Ankur, let's say you're starting your preparation from today. Today is your day one. Okay. I
Huh.
asked the same question from Datta too. How would you make a roadmap that you can clear in 1 or 2 months?
Yeah. So first, I would say definitely the moment you will start the training, initially, if any person has not gone through the PMBOK guide, right? So they will have certain amount of confusion. So once I would say that they should definitely read that thing, uh, and then they should, if they have to make that complete roadmap for that, how they can achieve in that certain amount of time, they will initially definitely require guidelines because they don't know, or any person will not know that how much time I will take to go through the topics and then doing the question answer mind map and the RCA. So that time calculation they will definitely require initially guidelines from any certain facilitator or other persons. Once and then they will start putting into action. And the moment they will start putting into action, they will at least know certain estimated time and some small buffer time they can add, and then they can fix that PMP exam. But I would say that in for certain people it could be possible for 30 days, but I would say at least 45 days they should take time, sufficient time. Worst case scenario, it can be 2 months ka time. But 45 days, and with your roadmap, it is very much possible. And when I was doing the people mocks, so because I know that earlier I was very much confused about all the conflict management, the Tuckman ladder. Tuckman ladder was most confusing for me. So what I was doing is that the moment I will go through RCA, I was starting preparation small Excel table, the way I would understand those things. So for certain things, you should prepare your own note or table or something where you will understand from your way, and then it will stick into your mind.
Mm,
So doing that technique is only that it will stick into your mind in your language, whichever way that you can understand. And that was actually helpful for me. That then frequently I was not required the revisions for the people mock because of those things were sticking in my mind.
mm. Okay, okay. Thank you very much, guys. If anyone has any question, please feel free to ask. My goal here is that everyone should learn from it. So these, I put two success journeys here in front of you. Let me also put Datta on the screen for me. So I put two success journeys here from you, two different direction, and like Datta started, he gave online exam, but he had challenge. That's why he hate online exam. Then he came to India and gave exam there. Ankur, it was his third attempt. He cleared it on his birthday, and he has a lot of information to share. And this is something that I'm really proud. With different facilitators also, with Trimji, Datta, and with Said, Ankut, and we had a common factor. Sudha, she was always there to answer whatever your question. She's one of the most active person here. So, anyone has any question they would like to ask? Matesh, Mubashir, Gautam, Banan,
Sir,
Kasim.
sir, I have a question.
Go ahead.
Sir, as you said that you have find difficulty in people marks. So same with me. I am good in people marks, but when I've done with the process marks, I could not find the relationship. So can you give me some tips how I can handle it?
Sure. So when I was doing process mock, especially in the risk also, similarly, I was getting confused in the risk part, and as well as I was getting confused in the quality, especially in quality, I would say manage quality and control quality. And also overall, I was not able to understand that this cost of conformance, not non-conformance, everything was very confusing. So what I did is that I prepared my own Excel table, the way I can understand from going from those concepts. So making that table, there is one example of quality, and second example I would give for risk, especially the risk register and risk report. What are the updates after every process will happen in the risk register as well as risk report. So I made my own table. Then again, in quantitative analysis, I was getting confused. So what I did that horizontally, I make a table on title. I give a title, for example, the simulator that we use, right? Then secondly, the this tornado diagram, right? The influence chart, etc. So those were things, and what are the basic difference between those things, and in which situation this can be utilized. So very simple version of you can prepare. Once you prepare it from your own understanding and put into those contexts, and if there is any doubt, you can definitely take the help of the facilitator as well as Amir. But if you know those concepts only, if you but not able to understand how it can be overall prepared. Like for example, Amir has shared a complete PMP journey video, right? So that gives a complete understanding of how the entire PMP works all together from the top picture. So similarly, if you can make some top picture about your certain amount of content, the concepts, then once after that you will not be required to every time revise those, and you will not get confused. So those certain amount of effort you have to make from your end while doing those process mocks particularly, or people mock, whatever it is, because the moment you will go into 180 thing, again if you are not clear about these things, you will get stuck over there.
Mm,
So that is required.
Thank you for that.
and
Yeah.
And earlier I have done this two attempts when I have done. So earlier I have taken training from another authorized training partner. There I couldn't get so much clear about the fundamentals and everything in the roadmap. There was nothing like a roadmap. They just completed the training and they said, "Okay, you will pass the exam." And even after second trial also, I was not able to pass. But with Ame's roadmap, it was, I would say, foolproof. Nobody, I would say that there would be 0.001% chance that a person will fail in the exam.
I don't have 100% success rate. Don't say that. Don't.
No, no,
I think
I'm
it.
just saying from
There
my
is.
experience.
It hurts. It hurts because one of my goal for last 5 years is to have 100. Still, I get one or two students that failed in the exam. But yeah, but guys, I just wanted to share one thing. This is in last 1 year. This has been the longest period that I did not have any certified PMP. From last 8 days, nobody gave exam. Nobody. This is after like on 31st of May. Yeah, on 31st of May or 1st of June, we have 7 people clearing the exam. After that, nobody booked the exam. I'm saying, like I said, why it's happening? They're saying because of it. I said, what's the problem with India? There is no Eid. Like Ankut is not celebrating Eid. Datta is not celebrating Eid. Why they are not giving? Like this was so interesting that after 8 days, if you see my, I am not where I'm sharing somebody cleared the exam. Today, when you cleared, I put it there in all social media. Interestingly, 7 PGMP people cleared exam. 7 PGMP, 3 portfolio people cleared exam in these 7 days. But after 7 days, the strongest, the 7 days, strongest dry period in last 5 days. So I look forward. I don't get any dry period. More, I really want to get everyone certified. Thank you, Ankut. Thank you, Datta. I can spend all day, but I want you,
Thank you, thank you.
because Ankut has birthday to celebrate.
Yes, yes.
Happy birthday to
Happy,
him.
happy birthday. Happy birthday,
Thank
Ankit.
you, thank you, thank you, thank
Yeah.
you, thank you,
Uh,
and congratulations to that to you also.
Thank you.
Send me your
Thank you very much.
pictures, both of you guys. When you get the certificate, do share it. And please, we have PMP marathon on this Saturday. If you can make Ankut, I expect 30 questions from you. Datta, 15, you gave 2 attempts. So, okay, you did not do even look at the exam at first attempt. So, at least 20 questions from it. Just send
I
it.
was too upset that day. That day was very
Course,
bad day for me.
that's why I called you. And immediately, that's why I took it from my facilitators every day. Because when you are prepared, everything is done and these things happen. Like, of course, you are there. Okay, do send me your
Something.
pictures, guys.
Sure.
Thank you.
Any final thought, Ankut?
No, nothing. Currently to nothing.
Mm. Okay, thank you very much. Do send me your picture.
Sure.
Uh,
And just if you possible share this link, so I will like to show this my
of
success
course,
journey to my family
after
also.
you send me picture, then I'll make a
I
thumbnail.
will share. I will share. Sure, sure. Thank you. Thank
Don't
you.
worry,
Bye.
first I will put your success journey. It's your birthday. Datta, first is tomorrow I'll.
No problem. Yeah, yeah. Yes, no problem.
Okay,
Thank you.
Thank you very
Thank you.
much,
Thank
Mohammed.
you.